we wanted
You all
that
wanted that.
dhamaka.
In fact,
he did not want a wedding. He wanted a barat.
I always thought he's getting married to you only because he wants a
So
barat.
much. I always dreamed of Sabyasachi. Sangeet outfit, which was Manish, and that was amazing. Funky and different Mehndi outfit,
Yes.
which happened to be Abu and Sandeep. And
Weddings coming up. Full bahana to eat more and try more food. But
I wanted to have the wedding before the Sangeet.
Yes.
So this is
That's
something
quite a trend that we
started.
you started.
No, we did.
which is the best wedding you have planned? Whose wedding? Only one answer.
Anisa and Arun.
One
My
dal.
husband of 1 day old had not thought of ordering anything for me to eat.
All those food tastings and
All
at
bahanas.
Saint Tree.
I did natak. Zabardasti will ask someone 7 times, 8 times, and you serve them 3 more times. I think it's a bad habit, but okay. Every day they're gifting something. Means imagine how much he's gifting me. So I have to think from 10,000 gifts. Kya acha diya, sab acha hai.
I think I would give you a lot of credit for that because you kept a lot of cultural sensitivities in mind when you were planning.
Welcome to yet another episode of the Wedding Podcast. This particular episode is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited about it because I'm going to go down the memory lane with this very special couple whose wedding was curated and planned by me. I was fortunate to do this just in February 2020, before the whole COVID wave started. So we got lucky to be able to do this in good time, and I have such great memories of this wedding. This couple got popular, of course, the wedding got popular on social media and had a lot of buzz for various reasons because they have a legacy of Bollywood, but that wasn't the point that was important to me. What was important to me is that I got to know this couple. This couple is the most lovable and the most beautiful couple I've worked with. They are really close to my heart. And I'm welcoming on board Anisa Malhotra, Jain, and Arman Jain. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the Wedding Podcast.
Thank you. I'm so happy you're doing this. Things that you love.
Things
Things you
that
can
I
share
love.
with the
Things
world.
that you love and things that you share. And before we get started, I think we could also say a few words about you, if that's okay. Really, they say that wedding planning is one of the most important events in your life, especially here in India. But I think we found the right partner in you. And that's what made all the difference. So all the things, all the lovely things you said about us, I would like to say back about you. One of the loveliest, most thoughtful, most energetic and vivacious people we could have asked for to plan our wedding. And I think it's one of the better decisions we made in our life today. So thank you.
You know, this is like the right admiration, mutual admiration society
goes
we've
back
had.
and forth.
But are you all ready to
I'll-
get
I'll
all
s-
nostalgic now? with
Before we
this?
get nostalgic, I'll say a few words also. See, firstly, before we met you, we
Yeah.
obviously met you at a couple of weddings before. Of course, work is most important when you're choosing. When you want to plan your wedding, you want things to go really smoothly, and you're great at it. I'm not going to even start at how you're good at putting things together. There was no greed. There was no ambition apart from giving your selfless side to this. It's a long engagement, 6 months, a
Yes.
year to spend
Yeah.
time with the family and put everything together. So you selflessly, there's something about you which is very Punjabi like, which is very homely like for us.
Yeah.
And someone we felt that we could rely on, trust, and we didn't have to even think twice after we met you, and
Yeah,
then
our decision was
we
made.
left everything to you, and we're happy we made that decision. We got closer. We're friends now.
We are friends,
And-
and like for so many years, I've never felt. I always remember your wedding, and there's just smiles and oodles of love that come out of me.
No, it was fun. More than anything, I keep telling her, and we keep speaking about
Yeah.
this. She reminded me the other day that we've seen so many weddings being planned. We see, couples either fighting, loving each other more, families hating each other, weddings getting called
Yeah,
off, things happening.
absolutely.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But through this process, and touch wood for that. We got closer. Our
Yeah.
families got
Yes.
closer. Before we could even, before I could feel her parents were my in-laws, and she and vice versa. they became parents through the process, and that was the most important part about getting married also.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
really got close together as a unit,
Yeah.
and we thank you.
You were a great force in bringing the families together as well, I feel, because we didn't look at you as somebody from the outside. We looked at you as part of our team, and everybody in the team was reaching the same goal, and you were a part of that. So, but like Arman mentioned, I think for us, the whole wedding planning process was extra special because it was really the time that him and I also found out how well we work as a team
Yes.
and our families as well. So it really was something so wholesome. And when I look back at that time of planning, and usually it's a stressful time for most couples and families, for us it was probably more fun than the wedding
It was
itself.
a lot of
was.
fun, yeah, Anisa.
It was so much fun.
I mean, I remember coming to your homes and
Yeah.
starting with first, eating.
Yeah.
It
It was
was
5
always
course
a
every day.
meal. I mean, it
Yeah.
was always like I'm coming, first I'm either coming at a lunchtime, starting with
Yeah.
lunch, I'm fed till here, and now we're going to start talking work. And, I think somewhere the important part is that y'all were at ease, which I don't find a lot anymore as a planner, I'll be honest, because everybody wants their day to be so perfect that they are, they are so anxious from
Yeah.
the time of the planning. What I liked about and what y'all did it is that y'all were always having fun in the process. I mean, I remember that one time when Arman, I don't know what was it, he called the Dholwalas.
Yeah, they became my speed
Yeah,
dial.
he was on,
He
they
called
were
them
on
for
his
everything.
speed dial.
Yeah,
He called them for everything. I don't understand.
They were my speed dial. I mean, I overdid it. I think people hate me, and I've stopped. I mean, I haven't stopped calling the Dholwala, but yeah, it became like a
It became like a
habit
thing.
then.
Yeah.
You know, it's a habit
I think
to.
we had one small accomplishment in the whole planning process, and Arman would call the Dholwalas.
And every time we used to start talking some serious stuff about
Yeah.
decor and about, the other things like hospitality. There were only two topics that Arman constantly brought on the table.
Bharat. I wanted a really cool
Arman did
Bharat.
not
I wanted
want
like a
to-
sundown party.
He did not want a wedding. He wanted a barat.
I always thought he's getting married to you only because he wants a bar.
So much so that he has made it so clear to everybody in our family that this is so important to him. Even my father came home to me one day and he's like, Anissa, I think we should go. I mean, we always knew where we were going to have the wedding, but he's like, I think this is the right choice because there's a Bharat route for Arman and he can do this and that. And I was like, wow, even you are supporting this.
No,
Like,
we actually took a while to even choose certain
Yeah.
spaces because the factor was that we need enough space.
Yeah.
And it had to be
Yeah.
a full production. So.
Yeah.
No, that worked out very well for us, the entire route.
absolutely.
And
I
you
mean,
choosing that room.
that overlooked.
That-
Well, I was lucky. I was lucky that they
Yeah.
gave it to me. I mean,
So for people to give you a little, context of what we are talking, Anisa had this desire that she wanted to see the Bharat as the Bharat is coming
Yeah.
in. And we were thinking, how do we manage to get her room to be the room where she can see the Bharat come? Thankfully, the wedding happened at the Grand Hyatt in Mumbai, and thankfully we took their apartments, and from the balcony she saw the Bharat coming in. And I remember this one shot where you've yelled Arman, and Arman's looked up and
Very filmy.
yeah, like had to be,
it was really filmy, except for the fact that I was screaming for 10 minutes, and one of his friends looks up and hears me screaming Arman, doesn't call Arman, he just waves back to me and continues on. And I'm
And
like,
he's dancing.
call my
Yeah,
husband, please. But yeah, I think Grand Hyatt was absolutely the best decision we made for the wedding. From the Bharat route to the space to the organization, it really made that day so special for us.
I drove you up the wall, but to get it right, because
Yeah.
for me, I really why the pressure actually came from a bunch of. See, we've been to so many Bharats before. I mean, in different forms. The boys, especially, the boys put a lot of pressure on me because they know my love for dhols and music and creating a ruckus. So I got a lot of pressure from everyone. So then deep down, I wanted it.
On his Mehndi day,
No pressure.
his Mehndi is going on.
Yeah.
Like the dinner's going on. He takes me on the side and says, "Oh, Bharat ka."
सब ठीक है ना?
I'm like, Arman.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of pressure I felt for that Bharat, I was like, this has to go right, Aarti. This is it. This is your only point.
This is your show.
No. You're not pushing it now. Honestly, The Bharat meant a lot, but I mean, for me, I mean,
Arman.
you see, you know how hands-on we all were throughout the wedding.
We're
You must have
control
got that
freaks.
less from other people. We were so hands-on
We're control
on
freaks.
everything, every element, even like a small
Flower.
flower.
Yeah.
I didn't look at the decor too much,
Yeah.
but I was very
I'll talk about
hands-on
how we
on
split the
smaller elements. You know that I drove you up the wall.
Two departments were your department. One was Bharat and second was food. All the food tastings.
I was most excited.
enthusiastic.
So I think just to give everybody an idea of how we did it, and I think that's a topic that a lot of people must be asking about,
Yeah.
is how do you split responsibilities?
Correct.
Very clearly from the get-go, we were like, the men will take care of the food and beverage,
Yeah.
and we will take care of the decor and planning,
Detailing.
So actually, that was a very good
Yeah.
idea because that bonding experience that happened between Arman, my father, and my father-in-law, and
Yeah.
other as well, versus me, my mom, and my mom-in-law
Yeah.
doing something together just made you do teamwork, and it was so
Yeah.
amazing. And everybody was on the same page. Like it was, I didn't encounter a single difference of opinion or any, contradiction. Nothing. It was so smooth, and I know they felt that on the boys planning team as well.
That's why we learned so much through the whole process.
Yeah.
I mean, more than getting the wedding right, of course. I mean, you can never. There's
Yeah.
no right or wrong with a wedding. It's more the love of the people you call. It's a bahana to kind of celebrate
Yeah.
and whatever it is. But the main thing is just the family bonding through the whole process and getting to know each other better. I mean, our family is
Our
better.
family
you know?
is better because
Yeah.
they didn't really know each other so well before, but and after that it's just been like one big family, and I think a lot of that is owed to the wedding planning, and a lot of that, Aarti, I will say, is in part to you as well, in your credit, to be and handle two families at the same time, because you're not just a planner, you become a mediator in a sense. I think I would give you a lot of credit for that because you kept a lot of cultural sensitivities in mind when you were planning. There were certain things that say were maybe cultural, like something on the mandap or
Yeah.
something that, these finer details that you brought to our attention, which made a big difference in the way we did certain things or kind of took a different route with certain things.
You know, when talking of culture, when your chuda was going on,
Yeah.
and that time that ceremony
Yes.
of the
Bathing.
the haldi ceremony
Yeah.
was going on, and yours was in a different hall, his
Yes.
was in a different hall. So I decided to be at yours
Mine.
because your mom was very nervous with this whole
Yes.
ceremony and she
Yeah.
wanted it right. So I was there.
Yes.
The team was at Arman's
Yeah.
function. And I get this panic call from my team, like the Ghana that we had packed, that's not the one that we are getting. And I'm like, how can it be possible? We've packed it. It's like
Yeah.
right there. And then I have ran in the lobby of Grand Hyatt, from your place
Oh my
there.
God.
We got that out, kept it, and then I waited there for a while, and then I ran back.
Oh my
So
God.
that
I didn't even
day,
know that. Can you imagine?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, see, that's the fun of it, right? Because you're protecting all these problems behind the
Yeah.
scenes. Sorry, we're protecting the problems behind the clumsy. Yeah. So you were protecting all these problems behind the scenes. So we didn't even know, and that's why we give you so much credit, because we didn't feel. I'm sure production-wise, it was crazy, but we didn't feel
Yeah.
for a second that,
That
you know,
it
things
was-
were amiss, things were missing. Exactly the way we would have liked it and envisioned, and the
Yeah.
families would have liked it from both traditional and cultural point of view, and entertainment and fun point of view for the people that we had. It was great. I mean, we're grateful.
we got this call after your Bharat happened, which happened in February 2020. And then from March, there was COVID happening.
Yeah.
Then there were no weddings for 2 years. 2 years later, I get a call from one of the wedding planners in Goa. And she tells me, Aarti, I need to tell you something. I said, what? I have this groom who wants exactly Arman the Bharat, same setup. And before you think I'm aping
Very
it,
happy.
can I just want to let you know I'm doing this. I said, listen, please go ahead. It's fun. And I think there's so many Bharats after that
Yeah.
took that whole look and feel
Yeah.
of how we did the truck, and how that whole Armanda Dhaba was there on the way.
It was-
And
I want to take credit also.
Yeah,
I'll tell you,
of
there were so
course.
many times here that, we were trying to settle for like maybe a tempo or something smaller.
Yeah.
I was like, no, man,
No.
we're going large. whatever it is, it has to be big, large, fun. I wanted like a nice sundown party. Then I remember last minute I only added all that SFX and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So I remember. I mean, I'm trying to
We
recall
really
things now,
ruined
but
the hotel. Huh? We had to
It was-
housekeeping.
I apologized before. If you remember, I had 5 or 6 apology meetings before we started because we knew
Before.
what kind of commotion we were
Yeah.
going to create. But yeah, it was a lot
No,
of fun.
that's a great memory. And even your Sangeet, I feel. You know, the way y'all made sure y'all incorporated not only family, but
Yeah.
every loved one.
Yeah.
You know, one thing is to say that, yeah, dances are there and you want to get, but I think y'all were very clear that it has to be your closest knit circle, family, and your closest friends who are going
Absolutely.
to be there at the Sangeet, which was star studded and heavily star studded.
But that was by default.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it was.
See, I mean, they're family at the end
Yeah.
of the day.
They're
all
family. We look at them
For
that
us,
way,
the way
so-
we think, I mean, the people who come to your wedding see again, like I said, I always keep saying it's a bahana to celebrate, enjoy,
Yeah.
feed people, oblige people also, because weddings, everyone's obliging someone or the other by calling them.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, you know how it is. But the end of the day, for us at least, and the way we
Yeah.
think, and we're hardwired to think because of our parents, whether there are stars, no one's a star, whether there are people who are staff members of us there or our friends, everyone's equal.
No,
and
that's
that's the way we think or hardwired to think at home.
No, and that's
So-
the culture at your house. I've
And-
been there.
Yeah.
I mean, the respect that even your home staff gets
Yeah.
to anybody gets, especially in the fact that when there's food on the table, y'all are off. I mean, everybody has to eat. If
It's-
there's Ganpati festival or if there's any festival, everybody has to eat and go from the Jain
this
house.
is actually the
No, no,
times at
it's-
which we kind of saw the similarities in our values and upbringing as well, because we realized that both our parents and both our moms were teaching us the same thing. You know, like it's the most important time in your household, right? A wedding or the birth of a child. Now that I've seen, it's at those moments the way you treat the people who work in your house with you, your staff, the people in your office, like that's the most important thing in the world, because you can celebrate these moments with everybody else, but
Yeah.
they're the people who've been there for you throughout.
And that's why I insisted to make every member. A lot of people with us, Touchwood, have worked over 20 years, so
Yeah.
they all in some form were part of the wedding.
Yes.
Decked up. I remember
I
like, the clothes we
remember
made
y'all
for
doing-
them.
yeah, we
were very
stitched
particular
special-
about it, you know, because
special
they've seen
clothes
us for the
for me.
longest time,
And it's
we've
their
been nurtured
moment
by
too.
them.
They brought us up.
Yeah.
The women who work with me at home, my mom's house, they were dressed up. I did a photo shoot with them. You know, the pictures
The
and
dogs.
stuff. The
Yeah,
dogs.
your dogs.
My dogs came running. I
That
think that
was
was the
the best
luckiest
shot.
strike we had, because at the apartments in the Grand Hyatt, you are allowed to have, you know, puppies or dogs over there. So having them get dressed with me for my wedding was just the most special thing and the most beautiful thing I could ask.
You know, and one thing I'm so glad for that you chose that color, because I feel all our brides go so pastel
no.
nowadays, but
Oh, no.
you know, you went with the traditional red and it looks so pretty.
I think I have made a lot of people happy with that decision.
Yes.
But to be very honest, it was my decision from the very start. I always had this vision of how I wanted my wedding outfits to look. I wanted a very traditional Indian red outfit, which I always dreamed of Sabyasachi, so I had to do that. I wanted a pretty blingy Sangeet outfit, which was Manish, and that was amazing. And I wanted a really funky and different Mehndi outfit,
Yes.
which happened to be Abu and Sandeep. And I call these the trifecta of the designers. And I was really happy I got to wear each one of them for my special occasion. But the red sabya, now that you talk about it, it's very interesting, because when I look back at my wedding pictures and I see other brides these days, they have the most beautiful, like pastel, whites, golds, orange, pink. But for me, I think that was the Punjaban in me.
I think that stands
It
out
was-
like how.
And it was very traditional. It was like one of those real old
Yeah.
school ones. So I'm really happy I made that choice. I feel like in hindsight it was the correct one. I think the happiest about it were my father,
Yeah.
my mother-in-law, and my dadi. All the Thet Punjabis in our
Yes,
family.
yes.
So.
Yeah, I can't opine. I can't have
I
nothing
man
to
did
say
not- I
because
don't even know
clothes and me. That's why I rely on my mom. My mom shops for me till today.
Yeah.
And
Arman's trials were going on, I think, a few days before
Yeah.
the wedding.
yeah, I did
That's-
one
we
week
didn't
before, and
know.
everyone was getting
Yeah,
paranoid. What
yeah,
is he going to wear?
yeah.
But I left it to my mom.
No,
My
he
mom took
looked
care of me
amazing.
He
and
looked
whatever she could.
amazing.
Yeah, he looked
I'm not.
amazing.
I mean,
I think
I don't
your
understand any better. So
Sangeet, black
Yeah.
sherwani looked
Yeah, it was amazing.
This wedding is like a picture in my head, you know. I every moment of it I remember. Every moment
but
of
the outfit was a picture in my head only one day before. So
it. Yeah.
No, but we
It
were
was
so
a bit
lucky
of a-
with all the amazing designers we worked with. They really made everything happen for us. They were so helpful.
and a lot
with
of them are like
fittings
a lot of
and-
them are family. A lot of them are like
Yeah.
family
Yes,
friends also. So
of
they
Absolutely,
They
like-
really. I mean, it was.
It was a dream. Like it was a bride's dream for me.
But Anisa, you are also yourself very inclined towards styling, and I know
Yes.
at one point you were very active with styling.
Yes, yes.
So please give some tips for our brides to be, that what should they really, how should they navigate through that process of deciding what to
Right.
do?
So I would just give a couple of tips to a bride today, because 4 years ago, 5 years ago, when we got married, I think the influence of social media wasn't as strong as it is today. There
No,
wasn't
it was, but
it wasn't
now
as
it's
much.
become
Today, it's
grown,
like
yeah.
weddings are now your mood board on
Correct,
Instagram. When I
correct.
was looking at stuff, of course, there were so many pictures and references. I think number one for any bride to remember is first think about your style and your body. This is the day that you want to also feel like yourself, not like somebody else altogether. See what suits your body, see what colors suit you, see what makeup suits you. Don't go by just a picture that you see on Instagram or a video you see or something that's trending, because these are memories for a lifetime. These are pictures you're going to
Yeah,
look back
yeah.
on and be like, oh, this was my wedding. Which is why another reason I chose a traditional red, because I want to look back and be like, that was my wedding outfit with the sleek bun and the, traditional jewelry. So that's one point I would say. The second thing I would definitely advise is please be comfortable. I know it's the most cliched thing any bride has heard, but like for most of my Sangeet, I've worn sneakers under my Sangeet.
Yeah.
I've actually worn sneakers under my wedding lehenga as well for most of the ceremony. You get these like really nice high wedge sneakers they make especially for
Yeah.
weddings. I can't really remember the brand right now, but I would highly recommend that.
Yeah.
And I think when makeup is concerned, definitely do a trial
Yeah.
with your makeup artist. For me, I personally didn't want to do like colored lenses or anything on the day. I wanted to feel a little bit more like myself. So I went more traditional and more Indian with the makeup on my wedding day. But also have fun. I mean,
Yeah. That's
create
the
different
most
looks. So I'll tell you what I thought was the most significant thing from what I did. I wanted all three of my looks for my wedding, my Sangeet, and my Mehndi to be distinctly different from
Yes.
the other.
And which was?
Right. So whether it was color, whether it was silhouette, whether it was hair and makeup, I wanted to create three different looks altogether. So I think that kind of came through in my looks.
I have one tip also. If you're balding, carry hair topic with you. I was balding then.
You were worried about balding. You were not
Not worried. I was
balding.
balding. I was stressed also.
Yeah.
So I was
But
receding
listen,
my
now
hair at
that
that
we've
point.
spoken of styling and
Yeah.
makeup and wardrobe, let's talk food, no, Arman?
His department.
My department.
You remember all those food tastings and
All
at
bahanas.
Saint
I did natak. I purposely, when they said, "Yaar, pasand nahi aa raha hai, theek
Yeah.
nahi hai, acha nahi," I wanted to just eat more and
more
more.
and more.
I would cheat my diet. I kept lying to myself ki diet karenge, 10 days, 15 days, look good, weddings coming up. Full bahana to eat more and try more food, but
no,
it was
but
fun.
I think our one of the best food tastings was when at St. Regis, when you remember they created that PDR upar hamare
Oh,
liye,
yes.
we all were there
Yes.
Which one?
With Chef Dane.
with Dane.
Hyatt we did on the ground floor lobby.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
That
with
was
Dane.
delicious. That was amazing.
At
With
that
Dane
Sahib,
we did
Yes,
Sahib
yes,
room,
yes.
Sahib room.
Sahib room.
I think it was a very interesting opportunity, if I may add, because I'm not
Yeah,
a food
yeah.
person, but I think Chef Dane also kind of wanted to experiment and
Absolutely.
create something new, which was a little off the normal, menu and
But
stuff.
the standards we did not leave because I wanted see at the end of the day that wedding feel, that ghar ka feel should also be reflected in your food.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I remember this pretty clearly, that we didn't want to go move away from your typical dal tadka and your dal makhani and your butter chickens and your halim and this and that. So we kept all of that.
Yeah.
We didn't refrain from the comfort food,
Yeah.
which I have a story and she's upset with me because of this.
Oh.
Before I get the food specifics, I kind of planned this menu for myself. I wanted the halim, the nihari,
And he
the
didn't
dal.
eat that much.
No,
though.
no, you didn't see me. That's why. What I
Sorry?
did was Huh?
He ate?
No, I'll tell you what happened. At 3 or
You
4
go. I
o'clock,
want to tell the story.
I was very tired. I said, Sangeet can go until 6, 7. I'm going home and I need to eat my khana now. Bahut ho gaya. I was sweating. I was just very tired. So, I spoke to chef. Chef has sent me all that halim, dal,
In
the
your
works
room?
in the room. Not even dal. Everything was non-veg. I at that point of mine, it slipped my mind.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got married. I understand, but I've organized all that khana for myself. I have bounced at 4 o'clock, sat down there, started eating. She's arrived and said, "Where is my food?" And there was nothing there.
Oh,
And I apologize. There was
My
one dal.
husband of 1 day old had not thought of ordering anything for me to eat.
No.
oh my God.
That's how we started our
that's
marriage.
because I know she does not eat.
Thank
she,
your stars, she was your friend from before.
Yeah, imagine if I was hungry.
That's
I
because
was
she's-
hungry.
She
though,
does
but-
not eat. That's the thing.
That's
The
not
thing-
true.
And she eats at a certain time. She's very particular about eating at a certain time. We typical Punjabis like having our drinks and then going home eventually, and then
It was my Sangeet night. You don't eat at your own wedding. Come on, everybody knows that. You never eat at your own wedding. I mean, whoever
I-
does, amazing. But
I do, but I ate less. You're right.
You know,
because
the
it's very
best
difficult to-
meal that I have had
Yeah.
throughout of this journey is the meal I remember at your Roka.
Yes.
Which
oh
was
my
at
God.
home.
Yeah.
And that whole table was
the high tea kind of
with
thing
the
we did,
Parsi
yeah.
Yes.
And the Parsi food later.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That-
So, just for the I'm sorry. Just for anybody who doesn't know, I'm half Parsi
Yes.
and half Punjabi. So, I wanted to incorporate some part of my mom's side into the wedding because usually the Parsi element doesn't really come out in a traditional Hindu wedding. Otherwise, like every other community is the same pretty much. So, the Roka we did, we wanted to have Parsi food. We also were blessed by the Parsi priests,
Yes.
which was really nice. But yes, the food there was interesting because it's something that not everybody gets every day or at every wedding. So
I think everybody has had 2, 3, 4 helpings there, including my entire team.
I'm so
Because,
happy.
you
That
know,
makes me happy.
And okay, now this is one very important thing I'd like to highlight to all my guests is how you make a planning team a part of your journey is also how you treat them on the site. Like anybody in this family, whether it was Anisa's parents, Arman's parents, Arman, Anisa, every time they saw our crew, the first question was, Tumne khaya? Which is a very, I
Yeah.
think that's where people put their heart and
The
It's second
Roka, by the way,
skin.
was fun. Huh? The Roka was very intimate, less people, not crowded,
Yeah.
not
It
too many
was
judges.
very
Hi, hello, hi,
intimate
hi. Because saying
It
hi,
was-
hi, hello,
yeah.
hello also barely takes fucking 5 hours, and then it's great, but not great. And then I didn't want that stage because imagine standing on the stage and standing like this and
you
then
two
waiting
didn't
for.
want to stand on any stage.
Yeah,
and
I
even
ran
at
away
the
for one.
reception also, we didn't do a
no,
stage.
he wanted
But-
to run off the minute
No,
the
no,
cake
because
cutting was over. He's like,
it
out.
gets tedious. I've seen people, they wasted the whole function standing on the
Yeah.
stage doing judge. People are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
bored.
totally agree.
The idea is to entertain people also. Yeah, people are just waiting around and then standing in a line. Old people, young people. Imagine standing in a line for 2 hours. Why?
So what we did actually, and I think it came kind of impromptu, I don't remember what exactly happened, but instead of making people wait in line to come and see us, we kind of
Y'all
weaved
went
through the
and
crowd
met,
and
we
said hi
discussed
to
this
yes.
and y'all went and met
We
everybody.
just went to every single person we could possibly
meet in the
meet
hall.
throughout the
That's the right
function
way to
and
do
say
it.
hi. I think
Imagine
that's-
making old people stand and
Absolutely.
then people are waiting in a line. Meaning, what
Yeah.
are we? Are
And
we?
I don't think most of the couples anymore prefer
No,
that,
I don't think
you know.
anybody does that.
And it's
yeah.
not, it's
talking
firstly
about-
inconvenient for people. Secondly, for us, which is also important.
Yeah.
And you rather go and greet your people who've actually come to your wedding with so much love and effort.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it worked out pretty well.
I think we also didn't want it to be like a traditional wedding reception where you're standing on stage and people are coming and greeting and stuff. We wanted it to be fun with the band and music and, the bar and everything. We wanted it to be like, I think basically we wanted every night to be a big celebration.
Yeah, and which
it kind of
was.
worked out that way. But what I actually wanted to mention over here, and I think we were one of the first few people to do it, I will take full credit on this because it was my insistence. I think as a bride, many people would understand. I wanted to have the wedding before the Sangeet.
Yes.
So this is
That's
something
quite a trend that
We
You
started.
started.
No, we did.
You actually initiated that because you wanted to
I
enjoy.
had heard of maybe one or two people doing
Yes.
it before because it's not a done thing traditionally.
Yeah.
Now I always like to stick to traditions, but if there's not that much importance to this little switch around, I was like, and I think that's today the best decision I've
Yeah.
made. We had the wedding, it went beautifully by the grace of God and everybody around us. And then after that, I was like, now we can enjoy. You can enjoy. You're
partied.
not waking up early in the morning after
Yeah.
the
It was the
Sangeet
best.
night.
I had disagreed at that point because I was like, traditionally we should, do
Yeah,
a Sangeet
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be,
He was a
old
little
school.
He was
hesitant.
very
I was
hesitant. Do you
hesitant,
remember?
but now when I look back, I think it was the best decision we made because, see, we are cultural people. Tradition. We want to,
Yeah.
whatever we did,
You want to go with that
we
flow.
want to go with the flow of our doing our pujas. Our going through the whole notion of getting married was, again, the real high. For us, it's a feeling, and
Yeah.
we can talk about celebration, the people, everything, but that feeling is a feeling that you will never get back in your life.
Yes.
It's something you cannot even describe, and that's because it was so cultural and so traditional.
Yeah.
We didn't lose the root of what we were doing, the purpose of why we were there. Yes, celebration, all of that is optics.
Yes.
Or people and khana and
Yes.
pina. The reason why we were there, we didn't lose for a second, and that's the most important, that you're there to actually get married,
Yeah.
Everything else.
go
is
through
second.
the whole flow of things, and do your traditional, your pujas, your haldi, or this ceremony or that ceremony, do the wedding the way it's supposed to happen, and the rest was all optics, whether it's the barat, it was this, it was that. So that funda we didn't lose, or that
And that's
fundamental.
a very important point
And-
you made, Arman, because I feel somewhere the younger couples these
Yeah.
days, they just want to do away with the traditions and rituals.
Absolutely.
They just say like, "Ye hata do." Everything is a big party, But
Yeah.
I think as a couple, you all were very clear.
Yeah.
Every ritual, every tradition
We wanted to do
will
it.
be incorporated at the right time, the way it has to happen. I do remember Reema ji had this one big list like
Yes.
that came from
Yeah.
the Punjabi culture.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
One, I think somebody very
Yes.
senior in the family
Yes,
or somebody
absolutely.
sent, and we went through each of those elements that all
Yeah.
of this needs to be done,
Yeah.
and none of this was missed as a step, and that's the beauty of having an wholesome wedding.
The barat had a certain amount of adrenaline, the Sangeet has adrenaline because of
Yeah.
the music and whatever's happening.
Yeah.
But that moment,
Leading up to the
the
mandap.
Varmala
The
stage, and
feiras.
Absolutely.
that adrenaline or that feeling you cannot replicate for the love of money, people, food, anything.
And that time
And-
I always say, be in the moment.
Yeah.
Just be in the moment. Don't
Yeah.
watch who's come. Don't wait for anybody. Just be
We
engrossed
did
and
not
listen
know
to the Pandit.
anything. We were just looking at each other. We were laughing on the
Yeah.
mandap. The Pandit was cracking jokes. He was a stand-up comedian.
He was also damn good.
He was hilarious.
Very
He
good.
was like going on
I've been with us
laughing
for,
and-
for,
and-
for multiple years.
Yeah,
so it
and
was,
I know it was a little long ceremony, but we were okay
It was
with
nice.
it. Maybe others found it long, and I agree.
But-
like for other people, like a wedding ceremony can be very long, but then we also, going off of what Arman said, it was our moment.
Yeah.
We wanted to enjoy that time. We'd been dating for like what 9 years at that point, and this was the culmination of such a long relationship and ready to take the next step in our lives. So we were like, we are going to enjoy every minute of this.
no, but
Yeah.
I mean, of course, she was probably way more tired than I was with, especially the
I-
clothes. No.
You don't
At
feel
that
it.
point, and especially with the barat and the dancing and 4 hours and 5 hours.
See, 5 times he said Bharat
No, I'll tell you
in
why.
one conversation.
But I'm ghoom phir ke
I'll
coming
tell
to
you,
one
nothing's
point.
changed.
Is that I'm ghoom phir ke coming to the one point where when I sat down, that was a brilliant breather.
Yeah.
It was a breather. I was so tired and fatigued with the whole
Yeah.
day.
Because
It
you were
was
on
very
your feet
calming.
dancing for like 5 hours. So
Yeah, he was dancing.
Yeah.
I think the groom who's danced the most was Arman.
Arman
I mean,
Jain.
he was itching to get out of that vintage car that we had booked for him. I'll come out.
yeah.
I'll come out. And I was there like one bodyguard next to him all the time. I'll come out. I want to dance. And then he was on the truck. Then he's dancing
the
away
guns
with
and
the
like that.
yeah.
It was. I'll tell you what. Honestly, and again talking about tradition and culture and XYZ. I was sober through and through.
Yeah.
I didn't touch
Absolutely.
alcohol. We believe
Yeah.
in doing things the right way.
I, think,
I had the
Sangeet
most fun.
night you had a little bit
A
of
few.
alcohol.
But that day,
Yeah.
the thing is, this is once in a lifetime. And again, a lot of couples want to get hammered and they don't remember their wedding.
Yeah.
Why are you getting married? I don't understand.
agree.
And had the best time through that. That whole day was just most
Yeah.
memorable.
Yeah.
I think people ask
And
us.
and when they intoxicate themselves, they don't remember the day. What is the point?
I mean, that's their choice. It's
know,
like
and-
whatever
and-
they
And
want to
what
do. But
luck,
like,
yeah, this was February 2020.
we got my God.
I
God
mean,
is kind,
that's
yeah.
one thing
My
I
God.
thank our stars for all of us. After
that's
that, I had one wedding in early March
Yes.
in
You were
Ras Al
tra-
Khaimah.
Yes, we spoke
Yes.
that time.
And while I was there, this whole thing was building up and lockdown's gonna happen and all. And we rushed back. So I'm so glad these
got
two went
so
through so
lucky.
well. But Yours was like there.
You know, Aarti, it's so funny. Somebody during lockdown told us, just after our wedding when the pandemic hit and stuff, they're like, oh God, you guys, if y'all had gotten married even a few months later, imagine how lucky y'all could have a smaller
Oh,
wedding.
no.
And I was like, are you kidding me?
We
I
don't wanna
had
hear
my
that.
dream wedding. This is what we wanted. Everybody these days, I think, is having smaller functions, and I really understand that. Maybe things would be different for us now if you think about it, but we wanted
You all
that
wanted
dhamaka.
that. In
We
fact,
wanted
I remember
it.
we started talking a
We
destination.
wanted it. Yes, we did.
But because of the fact that y'all had such a huge guest list,
And
and
You know, I'll tell you what destination also became. I think, if I remember clearly, we had certain elder people in our family that matter a
Yeah.
lot to us.
yeah.
yeah,
Your
grandparents also.
Of course,
to
I mean,
get them
it's
to try.
incomplete
Yeah.
to get married just to have, you
Yeah.
know, maza outside. So these are the things that we stuck to our core values,
Yeah.
and then we planned the wedding, if you remember. So whether it's
Yeah.
the elder people making it,
Yes.
or the people that mean a lot to us, people,
Yeah.
we don't want anyone to struggle. This is a time for us to be happy and people to be happy. So all those decisions were driven. It was difficult, but driven by that. Plus, we cannot have your big maha destination weddings and all.
Oh, please.
It's,
No, I think it was more about the fact that don't forget this is the first wedding in both our immediate families. I mean,
Yes.
the only one for me because I'm an only child. But our parents obviously wanted to call everyone.
Yeah.
And I love that. A lot of people these days are like, no, we want to only call
Keep
our
it
friends.
small.
Keep it small. And I totally respect that and I understand
Yeah.
that. Maybe that would be my take now. But we called everyone we knew. It was a big wedding in terms of numbers for
Yes.
sure. But I think the most reassuring thing we heard was that even though there were so many people, it felt very personal.
Yeah, they all were greeted. Everybody knew. I mean, y'all were mingling around. Family was mingling
Yeah.
around, and everybody, I think, definitely got to talk to you guys for a bit with the family.
I'm so happy you say that because for me, it's like both Arman and I are people's people. We didn't want a single person to feel that, oh, we haven't met you or we haven't spent, like, say, even 3 or 4 minutes with you. We're so appreciative of everybody coming out and making the effort. Of course, there were some people we just missed meeting, and I feel horrible about that. But by and large, I think we made an effort to go out
Yes.
of our way to, make
if we
everybody
didn't
feel
meet
welcome.
anyone, they must have left in 20-30 minutes. we were there trying to meet everyone.
After
They must
your
have left.
Vedas finished, to walk
Yeah.
from that
Yes, the mandap to
the mandap
outside.
area to go to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
I remember I had to navigate y'all
Yes.
and it took a hour because
Absolutely.
y'all were meeting everybody.
And at some degree, Aarti, I think that what our parents also teach us is that this is a very important time for them as well as parents. It's a time in which they have to call their family, their friends, who are our aunts and uncles, people who have seen us growing up.
Yeah.
It's so important for everybody to feel like they're a part of it. And I think we managed to do that. Of course, not everybody's always happy
It's
in a
been
situation
4
like this.
years and now y'all are parents.
Yeah.
I mean, how does it feel now? How's parenthood coming along?
Oh my God.
Is Arman hands-on dad?
Oh my God, he is the best dad.
I'm in love. I mean,
ever.
It's
He is the best.
When I came home that day
Yeah.
and I saw Rana, like
He's obsessed with his father.
the minute the bell rang, he knew
Yeah.
my dad's come.
Yeah,
no,
he
it's
knows.
the most adorable feeling. I mean, it's you just submit to your child. You know what I mean? I mean,
that's
it's
true.
like they're so innocent. They don't know anything, and it just I don't know. It's just beautiful. I mean, having a baby and then just growing with them also.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
he's only one, but like growing with him day by day, month by month. It's special. Every small little thing they do and learn and see, and then look up to us to learn. It's amazing. And then coming back home to him, he's so excited, so happy to see us. We're so happy to see him. It's special. I mean, I can't really. There are no words to define the feeling you have. When you have a child, but it's.
Yeah.
She knows what it's like.
It's amazing. It's crazy at times. It's hectic.
Yeah.
But
It's at the end of the day, it's the best feeling.
no, it's surreal. It's honestly amazing.
What next is happening, Arman, in terms of on work front,
On work, so a lot of stuff with. I mean, I started a food venture about 3 years
Yeah.
ago. So we're looking to scale it. I mean, people have
Lovely.
received it, Touchwood, really well. It's a lot of my home recipes
Lovely.
cooked with a lot of love and that Punjabiness. So, I mean, we're looking to like kind of there were two options always for me. I was either thinking of opening a restaurant or going the cloud kitchen way. So, we're still figuring out which route to take.
Lovely.
But in one line, my dream is to feed the world. So, this is a food that I've grown up eating since I was a baby. A lot of our forefathers, I mean, have eaten this food. So it's a dream if I can take this out to a larger audience. So working on it.
Lovely. And Anisa, what's next for you? Are you only going to be focusing on Rana, or are you coming back to the fashion world?
So I think I have the luxury, I'll say this, of being able to stay at home with my child right now, and I know not a lot of people do. So I really do consider that a privilege. He is one now, which is crazy, but I am thinking of getting back into work. In what shape or form I haven't yet decided, and I'm working on thinking of that as well. But for now, I don't want to leave him.
I
just want to
know.
be with him. I don't want to. I leave the house for a few hours and I'm like, oh my God, no, I just want to go back,
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna take care of him. She's starting something new. She's
No,
being a bit secretive about it, but she's gonna start something
I'm
very
not. I
soon.
really don't.
And we'll both nurture and mother
Aw,
our son together.
That's such a
Yeah,
sweet
I mean,
Arman,
it's-
as usual.
He is
The more
sweetest.
time, sometimes I don't get enough time with him, and I'm like, it just feels
Yeah,
very-
you want to spend
yeah.
more time. And
And-
I think that's how today parents are. I
Yeah.
think fathers are taking a lot
Of
more.
course.
The roles are reversed. They are happy to let the mom go and work and take care
You
of their
know-
child.
and we are very I mean, the thing is,
Absolutely. We
Yeah.
have no
we take
gender
care of
stereotypes.
whatever
or
we do
roles.
together. We've always done together. Even
Yeah.
like whether it's my food thing or whatever I've done, we sat on a dining table, ideated together,
Yes.
and it's probably the seed or that germ was because of her.
Yeah,
I just went through with it.
yeah.
But it's been a hand in hand. No, it's been a hand in hand
Yeah.
process in those trying times in COVID. So even now, if I find a small sabbatical from work, I'll take care of Rana, and she's
I
gonna
still
start.
may not leave the house, but yeah.
But
You'll watch whether
No,
he's taking care.
I'm very lucky to have such a supportive and such a forward-thinking husband. I mean, I think that's the biggest benefit in this generation, that our partners are so, thoughtful
Yeah.
and modern and want
Yeah.
everybody, like, they want the best for each other, just like I want the best for him, he wants the best for me, and that's how you learn and grow as a
Yes.
couple.
For my Bharat, I'll take a small segment
Oh
where
God!
no,
He just
I'll-
doesn't leave his
I'll
Bharat.
take a
going
small
on?
segment
We moved past that
where
topic.
at least music wise, we went a bit electronic, and people don't do that. There's only
And your
Dole shows.
Dholwalas, his favorite Dholwalas.
They've come
Oh
from,
my.
the band has come from Delhi.
Yeah, Jia band, we
Jia
got
band.
them. And he wanted this.
But I keep telling people back to this
See,
topic.
guys,
like,
we back
we
to
backtracked.
Arman's Bharat because
Backtrack.
their wedding was Bharat. So we are back talking
I
Bharat.
keep saying we had 4 wedding events, not 3. Usually people have Mehndi, Sangeet, and the wedding itself. We had Mehndi, Bharat, wedding, Sangeet. The Bharat was a separate event by
Yeah, that
itself.
was an
I
event.
really don't understand why everyone's making such a big deal about this Bharat.
You
because
are, not us.
I haven't. All I said was there's a good bhana for everyone to enjoy and get like
Because
that
they weren't
bit of
any
a
of
sundown vibe and enjoy
Yeah.
some good music, loud music. Our wedding and why we had so many people was basically the goodwill of our parents, the goodwill of our grandparents and forefathers. That's why we had so many people, showering love on us. It's not because of us entirely. It's because of
Absolutely.
our parents. So
But
similarly,
your
whether it
mom's
was
such a warm person, and I think she believes in keeping relationships
Absolutely.
with
That's-
everybody intact.
and that's why I feel so many people came together collectively to shower blessings on us, and it was fun. It was a surprise for us, and
It was
we were overwhelmed with
incredible.
everything.
Like everything,
Incredible.
It was very-
everybody's performances. I
Yeah,
mean,
it was.
The
From-
takeaway, one very important takeaway in all that we are talking here, clearly for the young couples who are to be getting married, is that it's all right to have some imperfections here and there.
Absolutely.
Just have fun. I mean,
Absolutely.
what this couple did is they just enjoyed their wedding the most. And with this, we're going to close this segment because we can keep going on and on talking about this beautiful experience and wedding that we've had together. But before we close, we have a fun segment called Rapid Fire.
oh my God. I'm not very good at these heels.
You can decide who wants to take the question, and I'm sure y'all will.
Oh, so it's between us or?
Yeah, both of y'all.
I think you're questioning us.
Yeah.
Then we're going to ask you the same. I'm going to do a rapid fire for you. Then after this.
Wow. Okay.
I have a lot of
okay,
questions
I'm
to ask
worried already, but yeah. Anisa, most memorable red carpet moment?
Like of myself?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean?
Any moment of red carpet moment?
I think it was when I'm not used to the paparazzi or whatever,
Yeah.
but it was like when they were all screaming, I didn't know what to look, and I just froze and I stood still, and I'm like, okay,
When
fine.
you
I was
came
just
for the
sitting.
first picture
Yeah,
after
after the
remember
wedding,
that.
it was like it was a lot.
One fashion trend that you love.
I'm really enjoying the open hair for the fairas. I think it's something that is not necessarily traditional, but it's really beautiful. I wish, maybe sometimes I think I wish I had done that as well.
Who is more romantic?
Him.
Arman, favorite Bollywood classic?
Favorite Bollywood classic?
Many.
Jaagte Raho, my grandfather's film.
The favorite way to unwind a busy day? I know the answer, but you must say this.
Cooking. Cooking.
Yeah.
Unwinding, yeah. Most treasured item in your wardrobe?
Mine? My grandmom's ring. My mom's mom, I never got a chance to meet her. Her name is Pilu. So it's a little P like this with diamonds on it. And that's something I'll always, always hold close to me.
How lovely. Best piece of fashion advice that you'd like to give?
Don't just follow trends. See what
Yeah.
suits you. I think I said that before, but yeah.
Funniest fashion faux pas?
Of my own.
No, maybe that you've seen.
Oh my god, there are way too many. I can't think of any.
You've had any?
I'm sure I have. Definitely.
Yeah.
Can I get back to you?
Yeah. Most stylish on-screen character?
Most stylish on-screen character.
James Bond.
Yeah. Looks cool. James Bond.
Okay, best gift ever received from each other. Both of you all have to answer.
I think
Yeah.
for me, I mean, this is not one that money can't buy, but it was the first Mother's Day after I had given birth to Rana. And he bought me a bracelet, and it was really pretty. And on the inside is inscribed Ma, which I thought was really beautiful.
Thoughtful.
Yeah.
And Arman?
I keep fighting with her because we call her the gifter in the family. She's firstly her parents and her literally have a
As if your parents and you
Please
don't
let
know
me.
it.
This is why I'm confused. Basically,
They
a
love
fun
to
fact.
give gifts.
No, you know this.
I know this.
You know
I've
this.
received
The
so
whole
many
dining
gifts.
table is full of. They have more. No. Half their house
Yeah.
is full of cartons, bags, ribbons,
And all this stuff
paper.
will be turned into permanent packers.
They are gifters, okay? Every day they're gifting something. Means imagine how much he's gifting me. So I have to think from 10,000 gifts, kya acha diya, sab acha hai. Now, she keeps telling me, Arman, see how well I pack. I should start a gifting company. I was like, yeah, you must do it. But she gave me the most beautiful son. And that's the biggest gift that she's given me.
Thank you, Arman.
Thank you, Anissa.
Thank you, Aarti.
Thank
With
you.
this, it's a wrap, guys.
No rap. We'll first wrap. We'll wrap up with you first on some
Yeah,
rapid
yeah,
fire.
yeah.
Oh my god, are we giving
Okay,
Aarti-
I'll start. Okay, let me wedding podcast. Let's go. Wedding podcast. So, Aarti, which is the best wedding you have planned? Whose wedding? Only one answer.
Anisa and Arman.
That's it. Let's end the rapid fire there.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
And
so
Thank you.
much.
We, like I keep saying, we both are grateful that you not only plan the wedding, but you become a friend of ours and a sister to me and both of us. You're really an elder
Absolutely.
sister to us.
Thank you, guys.
Stay young,
Thank you.
stay cool, and keep coming over and having some
Keep
nice
meeting
jungly
us.
mutton with me.
Yes.
And get me gulab jamuns.
Yeah. This was a lot of fun. I really had a lot of fun in this episode because, like I said in the beginning, I went down the memory lane. It was nostalgic. I hope you like it. If you do, please like, comment, and share. And do not forget to subscribe to the Wedding Podcast.